Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
We'll see how bad it looks. See, it gives me an echo. But that's kind of cool, too. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Scarefest TV. I'm your host, Wes Forsythe. And what's going on is we're kind of waiting patiently for Brandon to show up.
I'm not waiting patiently. There's a delay. Watch. It's like a wave.
There you go. See? Special effects. CGI for the modern age. Anyway, okay, everybody. It's Scarefest TV original broadcast date, August 4th, 2023. It is the council meeting, and we're still waiting on at least 1/3 to 2/5 of the council to show up. But we're gonna start without him.
Yeah.
Joe has we got his movie review loaded this week. Halloween 3. He went old school and Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. If you don't remember that little ditty. And I'm going to go ahead and brag while before Brandon even gets in here. Our film festival, that is so weird. He's coming on. Okay, now we'll have Brandon here in just a minute. 93 submissions. 93, and we got a month left. 93 submissions, everybody. Okay, now, let's see if I can...
In the meantime, we'll have Hector to co-host. Oh, come over here, Hector, so everyone can see you. Hi.
I'll move me up there. Whenever he comes on, he'll be in that little black box you see right down in the bottom now. Ta-da! There! He's here. And he brought Nicole. Hi, okay, everybody. Council's here. Now, so, now I do want to go ahead and throw out there, in the introduction to the show tonight, I hinted that we would have a celebrity announcement. We don't, because come to find out, we don't actually have the contract. We've got messages, emails, he's even telling his friends that he's coming. But, because I's not dotted, T's not crossed, we decided to forego that announcement. We still got some stuff to tell you about.
Yeah.
But that's where do we want to start at tonight, Brandon? How are things going in Scarefest world?
There's a big black spot.
It's a shadow. There's not enough light in it.
Well, no, it's fine. Don't turn on the light.
I'm just gonna turn up a little bit.
Oh, this is why I don't ask Nicole to come on.
Okay, oddly enough, your mic works even while she's walking around.
Keep talking.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So what's
Continuity.
So, well, as everybody kind of keeps wanting to remind me, we're less than what is it now? How many days?
Don't say that.
No, everybody else says it, so I'm going to start saying it.
I don't say it.
3 weeks away. 3.
You have said it. I saw your post.
So we're right at 2.5, 2 3/4 months, and things are starting to ramp up. So we still do have celebs that we're talking to. We still have those in the works. We're not done yet. We've said 70, and we're going to hit 70, and then some.
We've got over 70 now.
Oh, do we do?
Makes it easier to hit.
Oh, well, we've already. Okay. Well, celebrity announcements are closed.
Hold on. By my list, we've got 71.
Oh, well then, okay.
Oh wait, hold on. There's one person on my list. The one tonight is on my list. So we're technically, I think we're at 70 announced right now.
God, the
We
one.
would-
Okay, yeah, we can't stop until we get over 70. That's my
Yeah.
mantra for the year. So we met with the center a while back. We met with the center, kind of ongoing to finalize some stuff. I guess some of the big stuff that came out of that is, so the photo op area is going to be bigger. It's going to be in the same section. I think we talked about that a little bit, but we finally got that hashed out, I think, because we had to make room for more sled booths. Because they'll be in the same area as last year. They'll be the same basic layout. But we had to find a way to, pack 10 pounds of awesome into a 5-pound bag. And we were able to work that out. Now, the stage that was up there on the main floor is not going to be on the convention floor. We finalized that. We think we've got that pushed around. We've priced out, for like big projectors and stuff like on the convention center floor. We're working to get that ironed out. And we think we can do a lot of fun stuff with that. As far as the front goes, if you've come to LexCon, our entryway and our ticket booth is going to be about the same way. We're going to have a secondary check-in point on the second floor as of right now, because both entrances are always open. So last year it was a cluster bomb. If you came in off Vine, because we thought that was going to be closed off originally, and it wasn't. And so we had people coming up that way that had to walk around and get back in line. So we figured out a way around that. We've started to work with the center on adapting our signage, because there was a couple of things last year that I didn't like about the flow of things. As far as like people not knowing like which line to get in from the outside. And so we had a line that wrapped around like a long ways.
Was last year also when they were lining up for like a country music concert, or was that 2 years ago?
That was year before.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've started working on that. So VIPs and will call and stuff like that will be open longer and different hours, so everybody can get in and get your stuff before. So if you're local or you come down a day before, we've always had that for the VIPs, but we're going to do more of a will call for more folks to open that up, so you can get your day passes or your weekend passes or what have you a little bit earlier, so it doesn't create that much of a backlog at the door. And I mean, even with as many people as we brought in last year, the front of the house did an excellent job of moving the line and keeping it going. And
Yeah.
I think we really kind of excelled at that, where, some shows I've gone to shows before and had to stand outside
In the freezing cold, in the
freezing
rain,
cold and rain for like 3 hours.
with small children.
Yeah, and that's not fun.
Mhm.
So, the thing to keep in mind with that though is that if you have a disability or, things like that, you need to start talking to us sooner so we can work out ways to get you in and things like that. 'Cause there's stairs in certain sections. We're fully ADA compliant, but it's important that, if you have like those issues, you need to talk with us sooner so we can direct you in a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So the second floor, merch booth will still be on the first. We'll have a small stage out in front. So on the first floor, the main center, we'll have a stage out in the hallway where we'll be doing like, some contest stuff, some giveaways, things like that. The majority of panels and everything will be down on the second floor, like we've talked about. I'm really excited about the layout this year because, we took everything, and I think it was a good idea in the premise of it, but like having everything on the show floor is good to a point, except when it involves talking or interaction on a stage type level. And that's just not ideal. So we've gotten that wall worked out. The center's come up with some really amazing ideas. We're honing out the food stuff and what that's going to look like to try and give everybody something on site to keep that going. Coffee obviously has been my big concern, just FYI.
One
I
of
mean,
the things that's coming up in the chat room, we need to go ahead and address it before it scrolls off my screen. I know we've talked to some agents. What are we foreseeing with the SAG strike?
So my understanding of it right now, and if you go to the website, you can look it up. This is what my
No, you can't. I went to
Some
that
of you can,
website.
some of you
That
can't,
is the
some of
most
you can't.
double talk.
Let's look at it in
Depends.
terms of
Any
Okay,
question you
let's
ask them,
break it
they
down
say
real
it
quick.
depends.
So-
Go ahead.
okay. It's not going to prohibit anyone from coming. If they're announced and they're confirmed, they'll be here. They can sign autographs. They can sign 8x10s, whatever. If you bring posters in, none of that stuff is going to be any different. Photo ops won't be any different. All that stuff, to my understanding, remains the same. Just like other shows have posted, and I think this is probably where it's going to get the most guff, is in panels and things and talking about, former works or current works or stuff like that. Now, personally speaking, and I'm not a Hollywood person, but I can't imagine this lasting all the way into October. I mean, that's a long time. It may, but I doubt it.
And some of the works that people are doing now do not fall under the category of what's covered in that. So,
Well-
RA just did a movie that he can talk about that is not covered by any of that. And reality shows and such are not covered by that because they're unscripted.
Right? There's different works, like some people are in SAG, some people aren't. So, then it comes up to their personal decision on how they interpret it. I just know that as of right now, I really don't think that if you come, when you get to Scarefest, even if it's still going, I don't think you're going to be like, oh, holy shit, this SAG thing, like, oh, there it is. Like, oh my God, they won't sign this, they won't do that. You're not going to see that. At the most,
I didn't see anything about them not being able to sign things.
that's what.
No, the question specifically was about the 8x10s that they'll be bringing with them.
Yeah.
And right now, there's several big shows going on this weekend. Almost all of the folks that we have booked for Scarefest are on the con circuit right now. They're doing shows. Some of them are doing shows almost every weekend. If there is something that they aren't going to do, we'll know about it before Scarefest. And the absolute, because we've talked about this briefly, and I don't like spending a lot of time on it. Here's why: because we don't know if it will even be going on in October, and we could, play the what if game all day. But the question about people not bringing specific headshots to be signed, you don't know what they're going to have at any show, what variety of images they're going to bring. If there's a specific role that you want a poster or an 8x10 from a specific movie, you should bring it yourself anyway. But if there are things that we know people are going to want that certain people won't bring with them, it is entirely possible that Scarefest will go and print those images off and have them for sale at our merch booth.
I will actually go you one better. If knowing how many vendors we have, some vendor will see this as a major opportunity.
Yeah.
And will have any shot you want at their booth.
Yeah. So
if they don't even deserve to be in business.
I don't think that it's going to be, because from my understanding with the 8x10 question, the celebrities, a lot of them travel in and they bring their items with them. And basically what they can't do is they can't themselves bring it, but their rep, their agent, their friend, the show, we can bring it and put it on their table. Because the table, technically the table is Scarefest's. They're just sitting there signing. They didn't bring the table with them. So, there will be 8x10 supplied either by the talent, the rep, or the show, but they'll be there. They'll be there, guys. Don't worry about that.
And the 8x10s, if we print them, we won't be selling them at our merch booth. We'll have merch at our booth that you can purchase if you want to get it signed. But the 8x10s, that'll be on their table. But we'll work that out.
Right. Right,
So,
exactly.
You guys won't see that.
Okay, one more quick one before I take you to break, everybody. Shayna Harrison in the kid chat room. I just need you to clarify that question about photo ops, because you said, do we know when photo ops will be available to purchase? They're available now, unless you're asking about a specific one. I don't understand the question. Everybody, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Scarefest TV.
Horror. Movie. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
I wish there was more light.
And-
I feel like.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. Okay, so we're going to close out the discussion on the strike by saying we will know much more after this weekend, because everybody is saying different things. So we're going to see how actual conventions handle it, and then we can give much, much better information. Okay, where are we going from there?
I don't know. Does the chat have anything they want to talk about specifically?
No, they're still buzzing about the damn strike. But once again, we will repeat, photo ops are available. There are still some going up as agents get us the information from the celebs. And like on the big group ops, we screw it up every week because every time we add somebody, or somebody, you gotta redo it. But yeah, they are still they're
Karaoke
up, and we're
details.
still adding.
Jake says karaoke details.
Okay, karaoke details. I guess we're doing that Friday night at Lex Live, Mike. Right.
Right after the show. So we'll probably get started around 9:30ish. 9:30. Start going over there after the show. We'll get that ramped up. That will be right across the street at Lex Live, and that is free for anybody that wants to go.
And then also, we have a question about the makeup effects classes.
Oh, I don't see that one.
Oh, it's Meredith.
We so with that, we're gonna talk about that a little bit after. So since we don't have guest announcements, we've got some things about the events in the half-hour mark slideshow that Wes has. So as soon as we do those, we'll talk about the new class and some of the events right after that.
The celebrity interaction activities. Okay, the day drinking with killers is already on sale, correct?
Sold out.
Do we have any leads on when any other celebrity interaction events are going on sale?
Sorry, hold on. I think I just gotta.
Okay.
Okay, we got the information for the Jaws photo op, so those will be live very soon, guys.
There we go. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so Brandon, I need that graphic if you haven't. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, don't use it right now, obviously. But yeah, so Jaws will be live soon. And I'm sorry, what was the question? I was reading that email.
Just do we have any more celebrity interaction events that the tickets will go on sale for here directly?
Oh yeah. So there we've got the ones that are posted right now, and then we have another one in the works that we are waiting on some more details for before we get that one up. And as far as like interactive, it may not be as like interactive, like Talk Scary to Me They're going to do like selfies and some more like crowd back and forth. The last event that we are working on is going to be more of like celebrity presence, but I don't know how much there's going to be a lot of back and forth until we get the details on that one. But Nicole can talk about that one a little bit. If you want to go ahead and talk about that one.
Derek Mack was just side messaging me. So I'm sorry, say that again. Which one?
The bedtime stories.
Okay. Yes. So here in Lexington, we have a local celebrity. Well, not local. She's the daughter of Meatloaf, basically, the singer, and also from Rocky Horror Picture Show and other films. And she proposed to us that we do a scary bedtime stories event on one of the evenings. So what we're going to do, we can't read things from anything with affected by SAG, but we can go to authors and get excerpts. There's a gnat in my face, sorry. We're not exactly sure how we're going to vet that and pick those, where we hand celebrities excerpts from scary stories and they get to read to you something handed to them not long before they get it, in character and such, scary bedtime stories. This will be at the convention center on the second floor. Adrian, when did we decide this would be? Friday?
Yes, Friday night. I think we're gonna, because we want it to be a later event, we're shooting for like a 10:30 p.m. start time on that.
And so you can run back to your hotel and throw in pajamas or come as you want, or whatever however you want to make that happen. We can sit in the floor, we can sit in chairs, but we already have people signed up that are very interested in doing this, and excited about it. One of them has even picked out their outfit, and they're going to read these spooky bedtime stories to you. So you can go and watch the drag show, which will be Friday night, and then walk over to the next room, I believe, and do a scary bedtime stories event. Also on Friday night, we will have karaoke, which Jake was asking about, but I think, are we holding that till the half hour?
No, we can talk about karaoke.
Okay. Well, karaoke is always a well-attended event. Everyone loves it. And lots of the celebrities like to show off their talents and get up there and sing. And sometimes they get up there and sing till like 2 o'clock in the morning or whenever the bar shuts down. So
yep.
That's always a lot of fun. It's going to be at Lex Live. It's one of the events that we are keeping over at Lex Live. It's free to the public. So our launch party will be there, which is the trivia.
Yep.
The team trivia. And then on Friday night, we will have karaoke there. So you will have your choice at times of different events, but we're trying not to overlap too many. So you'll have the drag show, the scary bedtime stories, and then the karaoke, which is always open to the public and free, but lots of fun.
Who the hell won trivia last year?
Which team?
Yeah.
I think my sister was on it. Not Liz, but my other sister, Sarah. My sister.
All right. My goal this year is to make a trivia. So whoever won, your days are numbered.
You can't play your own trivia.
I can still win.
He can win. He can have the prize.
I can win bragging rights.
We tell our daughter that she can't win the kids' costume contest.
If I sit off to the side and I keep my own score, I can say that I won, but I can forfeit the prize.
So another question that we have is shuttle schedules. And all I can say about shuttle schedules right now is that we don't have a set time on those. I think last year we basically tried to keep the shuttles coming every 15 minutes. We tried to post the start and end times for those. And I don't think that we will be running the shuttles until the bar closes. So like if you're going to be over at Lex Live on Friday night, if you're going to be staying down at the center on Saturday night, we've got to look at that pretty closely because, we got to keep in mind that just, we might have some things that run late, but the people that are running the shuttles have to be up early the next morning to start the shuttles again. So we tried to give them a minimum of an 8-hour break between driving so they could get off work, eat, sleep, shower, get up and start driving again. but we will have those posted closer to the show and what days they're running on and the hours that they'll be running.
And I want to tell you guys about this shuttle, folks. They started talking to me somewhere around, I don't know, they're talking about it a lot now, so maybe around like April or May every year, because they are my drivers that work for my company with adults with disabilities, and they are so excited about Scarefest every year. They love doing this. They love driving the fans. They love driving the stars. They love this job, and they fight over who gets to drive the shuttles, and they really like love it.
Parking.
Oh, we need to talk about parking, but when you have these guys driving you around, you know, throw them a tip, because they make van driver wages during the year, and they help a lot of people. So.
They really work their tails off for us guys, and like we were talking about this before. The fuel expense and the actual cost of having those shuttles running. Scarefest, pays for all of that outright, but we do appreciate that you all tip the shuttle drivers, because, we want them to make really good money and have a good time and get you all where you're going, and then want to come back next year so that they can run.
Sometimes you guys are really drunk once you get on their shuttle.
Yes.
And sometimes messy and sometimes sloppy. So, be nice to them. Give them
I will also dance for tips.
The other question was, is the shuttle going to be running for the bourbon tasting event? No. The bourbon tasting event is almost within eyesight of the convention center. And so the thought behind that is it's at the end of the block, essentially. It's less than a 1 minute drive. But also you could just walk. I think it's like 8 minutes, maybe, if that.
And on that day, they're driving people with disabilities because they're real jobs.
Yeah, they're going to be at their daytime jobs, but no, there will not be a shuttle.
Remember that Lyft and Ubers in Lexington are very, very cheap. They're not bad. And the center has a designated Lyft and Uber drop off and pickup spot.
Yes.
So people come in and out of there at all times. And there's a lot of downtown transportation options. Parking stuff. I know we're at the 9:32 mark. I don't know if we want to get into that real quick.
Well, I'll tell you that Uber, if you can find somewhere to park, and Uber from your car to the center is cheaper than the parking sometimes.
It could be, yeah, absolutely. So we
$5 Uber Lyft any park.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when I go to shows out of town, like generally, especially if I'm not staying off site, I will Uber myself in all the time. But parking this year, Wes, we want to go ahead and get into parking? Because I want to make sure
let's do it after the announcements, and then we'll tell them what we know. But let's go ahead and do our announcements, and then
we know quite a bit more.
Okay, cool, yay! That means I probably don't even know what he knows. Everybody, here's our sponsoring vendor spotlight for the night: Zombie Cow. Zombie Cow. Zombie Cow was born by the brother-sister duo of Ashley Kane and Sean Cohen. What started off as a small conversation and a what-if has slowly and steadily built into the Zombie Cow. Both Ashley and Sean grew up with a constant companion of art and creation, and from an early age they were both encouraged to create whatever their imaginations could come up with. Check them out online, thezombicow.com. thezombicow.com. Sponsoring vendor of the Scarefest. Now we're going to talk a little bit about some things that just went on sale like in the last day or so. First of all, I'm going to talk about the introduction to cosplay prosthetics. Rob Whelan. By the way, Adrian, have you said anything to him about whether he'll do my zombie makeup for the black carpet?
Oh, no, I need to ask him. I was too busy asking him if he would do some of our celebrity makeup for photo ops. I'm sorry.
Okay, but anyway, tell him about the first class intro to cosplay prosthetics.
Yeah, so if you go and you click on it, or even the image, it's got a brief description. He's going to be offering 2 classes. On Friday, he'll be offering the beginner class, and on Saturday, he'll be offering the intermediate class. You don't have to attend the beginner class to go to the intermediate. You can just go to that one if you want to. And essentially what he's going to do is he's going to provide kits. It will be going on the second floor in meeting room 5, which will be set up like classroom style. And you will get to hands-on as he's going through talking. And Rob has been doing this for years. He has done a lot with like Walker Stalker. When he is allowed to enter the cosplay contests, he will win them. So, he did ask if he could enter the costume contest at our show because he won several years at Walker Stalker. So really awesome class. A lot of times if you see these types of classes, there are $200 to $300 for the content that he's going to be offering. This isn't a quick 15-minute demonstration. He's actually offering, I think they're almost 2 hours for these classes. So with that, it's going to be a limited number of kits because he does all of this and then transports it up with him. So he can only bring so many. So those are limited to 50 kits per class. And so I've got 50 tickets on sale, and that is per kit, but you can bring someone in with you. You can share a kit with somebody. Just buy the one ticket, so you get one kit, and you can bring a friend with you, and you all can take this awesome class. It will be a phenomenal time. And last I checked, I think I just put them on sale a couple hours ago, and I think we've already sold 8 tickets. So if it is something you are interested in, please go ahead and get your ticket. It will sell out absolutely before the show even gets here. It will sell out. So go ahead and reserve your spot for that.
Next up, Reed Masterson's Magic Show. Tickets are also on sale for that. What's he calling it this year, Adrian? You got that?
It is Theatrical Deceptions this year. And
that's an awesome graphic. I love
yes.
that.
Yeah, if he just thought to put his goddamn name on it like he knows what he's doing.
So for anybody that was at the show last year, and I think when I made the post about this, I did put that it was enthusiastically endorsed by the princess of Scarefest because Miss Scarlett loves this show. So
oh my God, she loves Reed Masterson and magic so much. And she can see it at Comic-Con, and she has been talking about it nonstop.
Yeah, so what we ran into last year is we weren't able to get all of the space that we wanted off the con floor. And like Brandon was saying earlier, it was really great to keep things like all in a centralized location. But because we do have the option now to expand onto the second level, we are going to take full advantage of that. And we are going to have Reed performing in our large panel room. So there will be plenty of space for him to do his full show. Because last year, he caused such a traffic jam and everybody was crowded around, and I tried to stop and see some of it, but it's very difficult to see because of the limited seating. So this is a ticketed show this year because we do have him downstairs in the room. It will be almost an hour. I think the runtime's 45 minutes. So we can keep it inside of that 1 hour slot time to get it in between panels. But yeah, so make sure to grab those. It will be awesome. He's going to be doing a show on Friday at 6 p.m., Saturday at 5 p.m., and Sunday at 1. So definitely grab your tickets for that, and it'll be a good time.
Next up,
that image reminded me so much of something that me and Joel Robinson are working on for one of our shirts.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's remind everybody, mark your calendars. Next Central Kentucky Mystical Market, August 26th and 27th. Mark it down. Clarion Hotel Conference Center. Go to their website, centralkymysticalmarket.com, or just look them up on Facebook. Real easy to find, but save the dates. Once again, the Scarefest Horror Film Festival is still taking entries. We're at 93. Behind the curve, Brandon Griffith. Bite my ass. 93 with a month to go. Yeah. Anyway. So, but we are still taking entries, and yes, our scoring system will make it nice and fair. So you can enter late, doesn't matter. But the film festival is taking entries. Next up, my Patreon project. If you want to see me do that cosplay, you gotta join my Patreon project. It's as low as $1, people. As low as $1 to get me to do that cosplay. And now if I get 100 people, I'm doing that. But if I get 150, I'll do it with a tramp stamp. I will get a temporary tramp stamp and do it that way. Everybody, the address on that patreon.com/ScarefestRadio. And one last little thing that I'm also involved in, and this is just me rubbing everybody's nose in it because I had a heart attack and I just want to be a dick about it. 50 push-ups a day I am doing. I've only done 30 today so far. I got to do 20 before I go to bed. But 50 push-ups a day, and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital gets the benefit of it. I might grow pecs. But otherwise, if you'll come on my Facebook site or go to scarefestradio.com, click the banner. I would appreciate it if you would make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh, and by the way, because I got such good friends, I want you to know it's a 3-for-1 deal. Jake Godbold and Christy Turner are doing the push-ups with me. Well, not with me, not in the same building.
Yeah.
But
I
yes.
got to see Christy do her last 20 when she came over last night.
So it's a 3-for-1 deal because we want this to be successful. Okay, we're back now. Is the film festival still going to be free? Yes, to get in the film festival will be free. It will be in the center this year, though. It will actually be on the second floor that we're talking about. Speaking of which, Brandon, I gotta have a laptop.
We can get a laptop. I'll go get you one. I'll take the card.
I just wondered if that occurred to you. Now, we are going to talk about parking. What did we find out about parking, Brandon?
Okay. So the back gravel lot is Dunsky's. It is completely out of the question. We are not going to have it. They will have that fenced off. You cannot park there. So that was predominantly where our vendors parked at. So vendors are going to be spread out. If you're a vendor and you're listening to this and you have a special consideration or disability, then you need to contact Rachel at Vendors at the Scarefest and let them know sooner rather than later, because we can't arrange for loading dock parking for those folks.
Yes.
The primary parking right now is going to be the main area across the street for everybody. Now, the fees there can range. And right now, the good thing that we've got going for us is that there's nothing scheduled out at Rupp Arena on our weekend. Now, that can change. If there's an event that's scheduled out in Rupp our weekend, that pricing on the parking is going to go up to about $20.
Up to 27.
Up to 27.
Yeah.
If there's nothing there, then it's hourly parking, and you can pay kind of as you go.
I think it's capped at 20.
Do I?
I think the hourly parking is capped at 20. I think is what she said.
Right.
My notes.
Actually, I think it's less than that.
Was it 12 to 27 is the range that I'm thinking of that she had that I wrote down.
Upwards in 20 if there's an event, and then the parking hourly overnight, I want to say was less than 20.
Oh, well, I'm thinking because I wrote down $12 to 27 was the range that we had. So it's a big gap right now. But Brandon, every year, he always does a really great job of he'll take a shot of Lexington, like on Google Maps, and he will outline where all of the parking is available near the convention center and let you all know what's free, that you may walk a couple blocks, or even parking in the big lot, if it gets close to full, is a pretty long walk and you have to pay for it. So we will definitely be giving more information on parking, but it doesn't look like we will have the parade to contend with this year for traffic issues, because I know that was a little bit of a concern last year.
It was a bit of a nightmarish hellscape. But the one thing I'm going to add on to the parking diagram this year, and again, I put that out there and I promote it, and basically I keep putting it on rotation. The private lots that you can use. Yeah. So there's private lot parking that they've added downtown. And then also the parking structure that's over behind Lex Live. If you eat there, they'll validate parking. So that's something to keep in mind. But we're going to be in that window where eventually what's going to happen is across the street, there's going to be a parking structure built there. but that's going to be a while. So this year it's going to be parking basically all the spots that I outlined. But if you've gone to a show in a big town, it's nothing new for you. You're not going to have to walk miles. You're 3-4 blocks tops. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, and at least Lexington is level. Park in Knoxville at their convention center.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh my gosh, I watched
that vendor lot.
that scooter.
That vendor lot in the back. I mean, that was a big area of parking. So I mean, that's pain. I get it, but there's nothing we can do about it. But eventually they are going to turn that into something really, really nice. So.
Yeah, if we have some growing pains next year with the parking lot, I mean, we all went through it with the convention center and all of that construction, and we got through it, so we will. And once you get into the show, you're going to forget all about whatever you had to deal with before you got to the show, because you're going to be having such a great time. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, and we're there for 2 years now.
Yeah.
But they haven't put us on their website yet, so I don't want anybody to freak out about that.
Oh, so yeah, what happened?
Kind of late.
Yes, they sent us the sizes and dimensions that they need for their banners, like their specific image sizes that they want. And at that time, we did not have our updated logo, which we technically have our updated logo now, but we don't have anything that's got like our t-shirt. We do a unique one every year, and Brandon wanted to use that, and it's been a little bit of back and forth with what we kind of want our design to be this year. So it will be on
the 2 thumbs and is super swamped.
Okay.
It will be up there.
In the chat room before it scrolls off my screen. Okay, there was a post reference, and then we mentioned it, the drag show on Friday night. But it's free to VIP holders. It's a ticketed event. That means if you're a VIP person, you walk up, you flash your badge. If you're not, you buy a ticket. There. Explained that I think that explained it pretty well. Somebody's asked a couple of times in the chat room about a Terrifier photo op on Saturday. Apparently there's one listed for Friday, but on Saturday, I have no idea what they're talking about. Is there going to be one?
The big group photo op? So someone asked me about that, and I need to go and look, because that may be something that the agent communicated directly to the photo op company, because if they've got one on there for sale, then they've got them all. I'll go ahead and send them a text right now and just ask about that. Because what it is on Saturday, they have all of the costume ops that they're offering. So David's going to be doing his costume op. Amelie's going to be doing hers. Lauren is going to be doing hers. So they may not be doing an out of costume photo op that day. And if so, the big group is all out of costume. So that may be why they are advertising that for Friday and Sunday and not Saturday. But I will send a text and get to the bottom of it.
I do want to, somebody earlier asked about the black carpet. 3 p.m. Friday. Show up in the spine. In the spine, as we call it. Basically, it's the launch event, but the black carpet will be there 3 p.m. Friday, somewhere in the spine. You'll know when you get there.
And someone also asked about the meet and greets and the different add-on events that we have. And the reason those get announced late is we don't always know when people are arriving, if they're going to get their flights in time, if they have a conflicting event, like they have to be part of this event and this event. So we kind of have to juggle like film premieres, like if they have to show up to something that they're going to be talking about, or a panel, and it's at the same time as a meet and greet. But as soon as we get all of the slots filled of like, yes, they've all signed off and said, I will be at this, then we do it. So like Battle Axes, we usually had what, Adrian, like 8 people or something, or 6 people.
The last 2 months is where the rubber hits the road.
Yeah.
And we can have all this stuff outlined and have an idea. But the last 2 months is when we really get into the minutia of who's going to be here, what day, what's going to be available, and things will shift.
Yeah.
And I want to remind everybody is that, if something switches, like you buy a Friday pass and something switches to a Sunday deal, we can switch those out for you.
Yeah.
And we'll help work that out for you as much as we can. Like, no problem. But things are, that's when we're really finalizing stuff. Photo ops, same thing. You can always trade those in.
There is one other question on here, and it's a really good one. The Art the Clown and the Pale Girl photo ops. So in those, Damien is going to be there. He's going to be there. He's included in the price. If you want a photo op with Art the Clown in costume and you want Damien in it, he can step in. If you don't want him in the photo, he can step out, but he will be there. And it's the same with Amelie, and it's the same with David and Amelie's photo. When they are in costume, Damien is present. You can, like I said, you can have him in the photo or not have him in the photo. You will not hurt his feelings. You just let them know if you want him in or out, and he'll jump in or jump out.
Oh my God, that would be worth it just to buy that photo op and to have him and say, "Okay, Dave, come in." No, wait, I changed my mind, and just have let me see it.
No, get out, get out.
Yeah,
Who are you even? You just like created this monster, right?
Yeah, this pretty much. Okay. Anything else from the chat room? Anybody? Actually, I could go ahead and do our commercial break while you all are getting your thoughts together. And we're going to tell you about Spirit Mechanics. SpiritMechanics.com is where you find out about them, that they are a longtime supporter of this show. 1018 East New Circle Road. Yes, they have a brick and mortar. They're not just some vague idea floating around in the ether out there. They have an actual brick and mortar place that you can go in. You can buy tarot cards and all this other stuff. They books, divination, altar supplies, all this great stuff. And Steven's Healing Vibrations. Stephen Tyree is a vibrational sound healer who uses tuning forks and singing bowls in his practice, and that's where he operates, and I endorse it. I used it before. I liked it. It worked. So check them out online, spiritmechanics.com, and visit them in the real world.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis, Bonehead Weekly, to talk just a second about one of the underappreciated Halloween films. I actually think there are a few. Let's talk a little bit about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It has found its audience over time, and over time I mean 41 years. It came out in 1982, October 20th, 1982. And it was directed by another Kentuckian. People forget that it was written and directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. Tommy Lee Wallace was from Kentucky, just like John Carpenter. But it came out to very little fanfare. And what the movie basically is about are these coven of witches. And of course, it has that wonderful Silver Shamrock, or that Silver Shamrock song, 8 More Days to Halloween. It's London Bridge is falling down, by the way. They've got these 3 masks, a witch, the pumpkin, and the skeleton, and they're going to be able to kill so many children once they put on these masks and they watch the doo-dee sound. I know you're laughing right now. If you've never seen this movie, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's dark. It's brooding. These witches that it's not overly well explained. Where are they from? Are they from Stonehenge? Stonehenge has been stolen. And they're here in America going to kill a bunch of children. And it has the great Dan O'Harely as the evil Cochrane, and starring Tom Atkins, who's one of those wonderful character actors. And he told me this, but I kind of already knew the story. John Carpenter never really wanted to make a sequel to Halloween. He kind of ended up in a situation where he kind of had to. Once they did Halloween 2, they pretty much, if you've seen Halloween 2, it ends Michael Myers' story. It blows him and Donald Pleasant's Dr. Loomis up. And Halloween 3 was meant to start. This is a fairly well-known fact. Basically, it started the idea of, there can be a different Halloween every year where you just have a different story, and we just use the name Halloween so you can go watch it. To me, it's still a fantabulous idea, but people didn't particularly want that. It wasn't sold very well, and people weren't expecting not to see Michael Myers, so they got mad. So people just shit on the movie, and they didn't go see it as much. Everybody talks about it being a bomb. Actually, it only cost $2.5 million and made $14 million at the box office in '82. It wasn't a bomb. It just didn't make as much money as the other ones. And so many people were mad that it kind of just killed that idea, even though I still think it's a fantastic idea. Why couldn't we have the name Halloween and every year you get a different story? Kind of like one anthology, hour-and-a-half movie all the time. And it's been explained this way by John Carpenter and Tommy Lee Wallace, the writer-director, was that it has a downer ending, not to give anything away. And in 41 years, you haven't bothered to watch Halloween 3. Spoiler alert. It has a downer ending. And the studio wanted to change it, Universal. And John said, "Do you want to change it, Tommy?" And Tommy's like, "No, not really." And he goes, "Okay, well, just letting you know." So they didn't spend a lot of money actually selling the picture. So the advertising wasn't great. They didn't let you know that Michael Myers wasn't going to be in it. And so many people got mad. And it is a kind of a slow movie. It's a brooding little film. But it has so many good kill scenes. There's these robots who work for Cochran. It is batshit nuts. And a lot of it works, and I really appreciate it. And to me, it's only gotten better with time. Is it slow in parts? Yeah, it's slow in parts, but it's also amazing. I think if you've never seen it, or if you've seen it and you're still mad about Michael Myers not being in it, well, no offense, I need another Michael Myers film like I need a hole in the head. But I would love to see different Halloween films every year with a different story. So go check it out if you've never seen it. If you have seen it and you love it, give me a shout out and let me know that I'm not crazy. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is one of the better Halloween films. Check it out. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.
And we're back for just a few more minutes of Scarefest TV. Okay, what were some questions we saw? Oh, okay. Somebody asked, a little bit about the parties and everything. The drag show is on Friday night. We've talked about that. Ticketed event, VIP event. So you either buy a ticket to it or you flash your VIP badge. The VIP party is Saturday night. Now, my understanding is this year we don't have an open Halloween party. Correct? Right.
No.
So there is nothing we're calling a Halloween party per se this year. So just want to clear that up. And yes, that was a review of the Silver Shamrock Halloween 3. And I actually saw that one in theaters. I remember it well. I think I went with Nancy Moreland, my senior prom day.
Oh,
I think.
fancy.
Such a lucky gal.
Anita loves that story.
I'm not even gonna go there. I would say she dodged a bullet, but no, she sidestepped it and avoided it completely. Okay. Anything else in the chat room before we go? Tattoo artists. Somebody asked that earlier. Have all those been posted, Adrian?
No, we are still waiting on, I think there's 2 or 3 posted. We've got 5. The center actually, when we went in to do our floor plan meeting, we got a little bit of a change in that area. Nothing to what we've already got. It was actually a booth addition because the way we wanted to do it was in like a U, but you have a lot of dead space in the back corners. So we've decided to do a straight line and kind of pipe and drape off the front a bit to give it its own section. But in doing that, it freed up a little bit of space, and we may actually be adding another tattoo artist. I'm not quite sure yet. We had a couple folks that were really close to. We wanted to bring them, but we didn't have enough spots. So we've got a fill-in list. But we've got one more that we're waiting on, and then we just have to get the graphics out and posted, and they'll be up.
I can't believe how many people get tattoos there. Those guys stay so busy. I mean,
Well, and what I really want to do is I want to talk to our tattoo artist. Now, nobody quote me on this because I don't know if we can make it happen. I don't even know if it's legal, but I would really like to talk to the tattoo artists and have some of them do some flash Scarefest tattoos and be like, hey, if you want to get a Scarefest tattoo, the show will pay for half of it. So I'm looking into ways that make that happen. Yeah.
I've got plenty of space on my left and right butt cheek.
Oh, were you watching our live last night, Brandon? Me and Christy.
No, I didn't get.
We said we were getting the Scarefest logo tattooed on our left butt cheek.
Well, yeah.
I think you should do tramp stamps. I mean, bring those back.
I told Christy last night, I said, we're going to get him tramp stamped. And she was like, no. And I was like, all right, what about the butt? So I like where your all's heads are
No,
at.
it makes sense. It's been kicking my ass for years, so I mean, it
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
I
saying.
spent a lot of money having my tramp set lasered off, but we'll bring it back.
Man, yeah, we're bringing it back. Wes is a really, really bad influence. It's like, yeah, no, from Clerks.
Hey, I'm bringing back Men in Hot Pants. What else do you want? Oh, and somebody asked about tickets to the gun show. You got to go to my Patreon page.
Can you talk breaking into some kind of deal that gets him in hot pants?
Yeah. I've never, Nicole, I've never actually seen his tattoos in public.
Neither is his family. And he had his, you know that he has a half sleeve? I'm not joking. This is not a joke. He has a half sleeve.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize it. And I've stayed in hotel rooms with the motherfucker.
Yeah, we were doing something, a meeting a couple months ago, maybe we're at Sedona or something. And I don't know if he went to scratch his arm. And I was like, oh, I forgot you have tattoos. Totally didn't even.
Bunch.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, when we go to the lake, he dresses from the wrist all the way down to his ankle, and then puts on a big hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fully covered.
I also have a Prince Albert and both my nips.
No, he doesn't. Oh my god.
Joking.
No.
Anybody sends a link to my mom, it's a joke.
That's the kind of guys I dated.
Okay, anything else we need to bring up before we go?
There was a lot of questions in the chat tonight.
The one thing I want to say is that I just want to say thank you again to everyone. I'm continuously blown away. This year has allowed us to do, I think, everybody's support. It's allowed us to do a lot of cool stuff. It's allowed us to bring in a lot of cool people, and we couldn't do that without everyone's support. And my promise to you guys is that I'll continue to put money back into the show, and that's been a primary thing for me for the last ever since we took over. And so I'm just I'm overjoyed at the support the show's got. I'm overjoyed at the cool stuff that everybody's been able to accomplish. Adrian and Wes are amazing. Rachel does an amazing job. Everybody is just major kudos to everyone. And we will keep building on that year in and year out.
And we'll keep trying to find ways to, surrounding the con, find cool ways for you all to meet celebrities and hang out and do fun events that no one else has done before. And I've appreciated so much everybody growing with us. So.
Heck yeah. Absolutely. Derek wants to know if we've had any luck with the unicorn we're hunting. And no, Derek, not yet. I just followed up this morning to make sure that there is still no movement on her, but not yet.
The unicorn, I think I know who that
Although I am going to buy my popcorn gun, Derek, if you're listening.
Oh yes, Derek just sent a photo of a collection. So
that's awesome.
I think I'm going to buy two, and I'm going to give one away as part of the costume stuff. We gave away a popcorn gun last year, I think it was.
We also didn't do a clown also? Or we just bought the clown? We got the Killer Clowns clown. Did we get one?
Me and Derek brought that to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, if there's no other big questions in the chat room, everybody, we want to thank you for watching Scarefest TV. And I guarantee you, this is the only convention that does this bullshit. You're there. You're there in the heat of the moment, in the ugly, the sausage. You're watching the sausage being made. Everybody, we'll see you next week. Next week, we're going over all the speakers. We're going to make sure you know all the seminar speakers that are coming this year. We're going to be talking about that, me and Chad will. So see you then.